no control, powerless, and I don't care, it's obvious, I just can't get enough of you. The petals down, my eyes are closed, no control. No control. No control, powerless, and I don't care, it's obvious, I just can't get enough of you. The petals down, my eyes are closed, no control.
We think we're in the present moment. We are, in very subtle ways, looking over its shoulder and
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm a member of the Melodies all-female a cappella group at Monte Vista High School in Danville. And tonight we are going to perform for you the BYU vocal point arrangement of You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen. And we are so excited to share this piece with you guys because in this time of chaos and uncertainty, we're all in it together, and we just want you to remember that you are not alone. Thank you and enjoy.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Let that only feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, is hurt. Take me home, take me home, take me home, take me someone to carry you when you're broken on the ground. You will be found. You will be found. You will be Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex Silva and I'm the group leader of our a cappella group Impulse. The song that we've decided to sing is a song called If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, with this arrangement being by the Harvard Opportunes. We've decided to choose a song to sing because we saw this as a representation of unity and importance within one another during these times of isolation. We hope you enjoy.
Whoa, whoa.
Some people live for the fortune. just to play the game. Some people think that the physical things define what's within, but I've been there before, and that life's a bore so full of the superficial.
Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you.
Some people search for a fountain. The promise is forever young. Whoa. Some people need realizing roses, yeah. And that's the only way to prove you love them.
Hand me the world on a silver platter, and what good would it be with no one to share, with no one who truly cares for me? Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you, you. Some people want it all. If I ain't got you with me, baby. Some people want diamond rings, and some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you.
Tell me please, baby, now, 'cause I really need you right now.
Nothing in this world wouldn't mean a thing if I ain't got you.
commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of learning American.
Don't care.
in the present moment. We are, in very subtle ways, looking over its shoulder and to
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm a member of the Melodies all-female a cappella group at Monte Vista High School in Danville. And tonight we are going to perform for you the BYU vocal point arrangement of You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen. And we are so excited to share this piece with you guys because in this time of chaos and uncertainty, we're all in it together, and we just want you to remember that you are not alone. Thank you and enjoy.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
Let that only feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand.
And someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. There's a crashing through. You need someone to carry you. When you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex Silva and I'm the group leader of our a cappella group Impulse. The song that we've decided to sing is a song called If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, with this arrangement being by the Harvard Opportunes. We've decided to choose this song to sing because we saw this as a representation of unity and importance within one another during these times of isolation. We hope you enjoy.
Whoa, whoa. Fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power. Yeah, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think that the physical things define
Some people want it all, but I don't
'cause I really need you right now. Nothing in this world wouldn't be a thing if I got you.
parents, families, alumni, community members, graduates, and faculty, welcome to the commencement ceremony for Monte Vista High School's class of 2021. I'm Dr. Kevin Ahern, principal of Monte Vista, and it's a beautiful evening for a graduation. After such a long, difficult year, it's truly a blessing for us to be here together to celebrate the class of 2021. And thank you all for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome Monte Vista's senior class president, Danielle Nieto, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as Monte Vista's Beauty Shop honors America in their singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates and guests, please be seated. I am honored to introduce two special guests who've joined us for today's celebration. Representing the San Ramon Valley Unified School District's Board of Education, please welcome Ms. Laura Bratt. And representing the San Ramon Valley Unified School District, please welcome Chief Business Officer Greg Medici. Next, I would like to introduce the members of Monte Vista's faculty who've joined us here to celebrate our graduates. And I want every one of these people in this group to stand for a moment so we can give them a huge round of kudos. Go, come on, staff. This team of educators has spent the past 4 years supporting, encouraging, and mentoring our graduates, and spent the last 15 months teaching and learning with our graduates in virtual classrooms via Zoom and Google Meet. And we all had a huge learning curve, but being here today makes it all worth it. Please join me in applauding the Monte Vista faculty. Now, graduates, please take a quick look down on the field and try to find your family. Many of you spent so much time on this playing field or on the stage or on the court or on the track while your parents sat in those seats. Now you're looking at things from a different perspective. When you were up late, working on a paper or competing or performing, you were never alone. Your family members were with you, whether they're in the next room or in the stands. Your family members were cheering for you, feeling for you, and supporting you. Class of 2021, please take a moment to thank your families for all their support in getting you here today. And finally, on behalf of the class of 2021, I'd like to thank the many parent, booster, and community organizations who supported our graduates with their time, talent, and treasure. Through the efforts of these groups and many 2021 graduates, Monte Vista can provide a wide variety of quality programs that further connect our students to our school and our community. Monte Vista graduates, please join me in applauding the many people in the Monte Vista community for their ongoing support for you over the past 4 years. Now please welcome Senior Class President Danielle Nieto, who will share some of the accomplishments of the Monte Vista's class of 2021.
Welcome, friends, family, and fellow students. I am Danielle Nieto, and on behalf of the entire class of 2021, I want to thank you all for coming to support and help celebrate this incredible group of individuals that I feel so lucky to be a part of. Over the past year, the whole world has experienced a series of firsts. But for us, the class of 2021, it was also a year of laughs. The first time we realized learning in class wasn't an option was also followed by the last time we got to pass that special teacher who we felt so close to over 4 years. The first time we watched a live-streamed athletic event and felt so lucky to catch a glimpse of a classmate making a play or scoring a point was also the last high school football game where we would all rally as one. The first time we had to scratch so many traditional senior events led to Monte Vista's first ever senior night, which doubled as our last school dance. As challenging as all of this was, it made me proud to see how grateful everyone became for the little things that we had perhaps taken for granted before. Despite this crazy circumstance, our senior class pushed themselves to accomplish their personal goals and set themselves up for future success. This includes 14 students who will be continuing their athletic careers at four-year universities next year, while multiple others are carrying their values forward into military service, academics, or law enforcement. And many are eager to begin charting their own paths in the workforce. I know these students will represent our community well. But looking back, it's important to remember the place that has allowed us to get to where we are today. What I think makes Monte Vista High School so special is the extensive opportunities that students are given to make their high school experience their very own. The school offers an astounding 90+ clubs, all student-led, supports 23 amazing sports teams, and organizes multiple social events each year. Whether a student's path was through one of these clubs, sports, or other activities, each student sitting here today is walking away with their own special moments and their own stories. For Johnny Ball, the greatest thing that he will be taking away from his time in high school is the friends he has met, specifically through the music department. His time spent in both the marching band and the jazz band have introduced him to amazing people with similar interests, who he looks forward to remaining in contact with in the future. Johnny, no one will ever forget your impressive drumming skills. They are definitely something to be proud of. Emily Tatum told me that Monte Vista has connected her with incredible teachers who have become more like mentors, like Mr. Connor, Mrs. Cummins, and Mr. Powers. In addition, she says that the arts at Monte Vista have really helped to give her a voice and the confidence to pursue her passions in the future. She will be attending the University of Utah in the fall as a part of the BFA Actor Training Program. Congrats, Emily. And Olivia Stark's favorite thing about Monte Vista was the lively environment. She recalls times when she would hear choir singing in the horseshoe while she hung up signs for leadership. And she remembers other times when she would jump straight from a water polo game to go cheer on her fellow Mustangs at a volleyball match or play performance. She's right, there never was a dull moment on this campus. Off campus is where Adana Ogu experienced a moment she would never forget. This incredible girl held a Black Student Union community open mic that left her feeling connected to those who had shared their stories and more grateful than ever to be a part of such a motivated group of individuals. But even over this past year of remote learning, the class of 2021 was able to come together to make the most of our last year here. Giovanni Gorbani's favorite memory from high school was actually the decision day we had held on May 3rd of this year. He told me being able to hear everyone's future plans, see how they had changed, and what his friends had been up to, was what made it so memorable for him. For me personally, rallies were just one of the many aspects of Monte Vista High School that brought me nothing but laughter and memories to cherish. I will never forget watching some of the boys who are sitting here today shake their booties in a full gym during a homecoming lip sync battle or a certain activity that involved both frosting and glass way back when we were freshmen. Hold on to your memories and hold on to these people, as for no one is telling you to let go. I know I sure won't. These lessons, values, and experiences have helped shape who we are today and who we will be in the future. At a time when it is so natural to be focused on the next chapter, I think it's important to carry with us what we have learned from the good and the not so good. I am so grateful for what I have learned from the outstanding faculty, but I'm also so grateful for what I have learned from my own peers, all 575 of them. And to the class of 2021, after our last year, I'm confident that we have the resilience and the strength to do anything and everything our hearts pull us to do. Never stop learning from the faces around you. Keep creating your own stories and making your own memories, and celebrate where you came from. Congratulations to us for making it through one of the most unique journeys of a lifetime. And for one last time, go Mustangs. Thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, it's been an interesting year to say the least, and I'm sure that no one ever wants to hear the words like pivot, unprecedented, or hybrid ever again. However, we need to acknowledge that we've all endured a long storm, albeit in many different vessels, which means that the storm had a different effect on each of you and your families, and that we are together here at today's graduation. It speaks to our grit, our resourcefulness, our strength, and our creativity that got us through, and this school year is indicative of that. The challenge for you as new graduates is to take all your experiences you've had so far, especially over the last 15 months, and translate that into a wisdom that will guide your future learning. And if we've learned anything from this year, we can take nothing for granted, and that every day is precious. Commencement's an interesting word, and I've always been intrigued about it, what it really means. And what I found is that it means both an end of something and a beginning of something else. And for you graduates, today is a day that truly demonstrates that intersection between your past and your future. Be present today and enjoy every moment, because things change very quickly as soon as you enter adulthood. But stay in the moment. Class of 2021, it's been a true honor working with you over the past 4 years, and I wish you all the very best as you start this next phase of your lives. We are honored tonight with 2 student speakers who will share their stories and reflections on our collective experiences at Monte Vista High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first student speaker, Leah Miller.
Hi, everyone. I'm afraid to say it, but this is the last time I'll ever get to say that I was the Associated Student Body President of Monte Vista High School this year, and it's been nothing but an honor and a pleasure, so thank you. I'm so grateful to be here today, and I want to thank the students, the teachers, parents, and staff for coming together to make it possible for me to speak on behalf of Monte Vista High School's graduating class of 2021. I think I can speak for the whole senior class when I say that Monte Vista is not as big as when we first stepped foot on campus. Making our way through the halls was doable, even if that meant running from biology with Baskerville in the 900 building all the way to Mrs. Carlson's English class in the 300 portables, all in just 6 short minutes. I have always found it interesting the way students pass each other in the hallways. There are the ones who look down, the ones that pretend they're on their phone to avoid awkward eye contact, the ones who smile and wave to everyone, and those kids that just stare straight at the person in front of them. Oh, and the ones who pretend to look at something on the wall. We all come into high school with the goal of fitting in and looking cool, but then eventually change that goal to being ourselves or finding ourselves, whatever that means. Our identity and what we stand for are constantly changing, especially in high school, when we are able to recreate ourselves into something entirely new and different from middle school. When we first embarked on our high school journey, our identity was based on the middle school we attended. I remember sitting next to kids in health class and starting conversations by asking, "So what middle school did you go to?" "I went to Stone Valley." We could then start to categorize our large class into groups of kids. You know, the Diablo Vistas, the Los Cerros kids, Stone Valley, the kids that had gone to a private school, or the ones that had transferred from another district or country. As we continued to grow and attach our roots onto the Monte Vista campus, our new identity started to shift to being a Mustang. At the grocery store, the dentist, or at school events, we are always one staying gang. When we destroy San Ramon in sports, we are one victorious mob. Our individual interests, hardships, and masterpieces of young adults create for such strong and driven leaders of this world. We are all a puzzle piece, and our differences are what connect each piece together. I know many of us picked up a hobby or two during quarantine, maybe one of them being TikTok. I will remember the Savage Dance for the rest of my life. I practiced it so many times. I started listening to podcasts as a productive pastime to break up the monotony of wearing PJs and binge watching Netflix shows all day. I stumbled upon a woman named Brene Brown, a research professor with an emphasis in courage, vulnerability, shame, and empathy. In one of her publications, she quoted President Theodore Roosevelt. Also being a president, I saw this as an opportunity to share with all of you my favorite piece of advice. This passage is entitled The Man in the Arena and explains this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly. As president in 1910, Roosevelt was trying to express the concept of one's quality of a person outweighing the importance of the success of a republic. In other words, one's value as a person is not determined by the grades they have or how amazing they can perform on the stage or field, but rather by raising our hand to ask for help when we are unsure, studying harder next time when we do not receive a desired grade on a test, and being brave enough to stand for what is right, even if that means possibly receiving backlash from others. Our challenges and failures have earned the most credit, balancing all of our rigorous courses, transitioning to remote learning for our senior year, living in a space of uncertainty during a global pandemic, and embarking on our new journeys out of high school. There are always going to be people in your life who tell you you cannot do something. You can't make the team because you'll never be good enough. You can't change the world because you're just one person. And your dreams are not realistic, so you can't accomplish them. I'm here to tell you right now that you can. Be that rushing river that does not let any dam stop you. Let your successes speak for themselves and just keep swimming, as Dory would say. Study harder, practice more, and never step out of the arena no matter how many times you fall and scrape your knee, because the successes will taste even better when there are endless efforts and challenges to account for them. An example of this was demonstrated by our very own staff this year. After hours of Zoom meetings with Dr. Ahern and the rest of my ASB team and the senior officers to figure out our senior events and possibilities, he always told us that we were going to do the best that we could with what we had at the moment. Here I am speaking to all of you because of the hard work, perseverance, and commitment from the entire staff and administration at Monte Vista High School. Let's give them a round of applause. Now we transition into a new world, where our identity as a Mustang will remain, but that title may be added on with the word of a teacher or artist, activist or astronaut. Shoot for the moon. The possibilities are endless with this class. My mom always tells me that I can move mountains, so I'm going to say the same to all of you. You can move mountains, my friends. You're off to great places, you're off and away. High school zoomed right by, but when we leave the meeting, just remember we will all be reunited one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah. Now, please welcome our second student speaker, Alan Chen.
Parents, family members, faculty, staff, and everyone watching on the live stream, good evening, and thank you for all that you have done for our graduates. Today is as much a celebration of their accomplishments as it is of yours. And to the Monte Vista class of 2021, congratulations. You have successfully survived one of the strangest high school experiences that the universe could offer. I mean, personally, if you told me as an incoming freshman that my 4 years here would be defined by that one time everyone found little plastic babies around school, or when the fire alarm went off 3 times in one day, or when people started stockpiling plastic cutlery in the lockers, well, I might have transferred to Doherty. No, but seriously, throughout these past 4 years, there have been moments when the path forward has been impossible to navigate. But now that we've reached the finish line, it's so clear that in that time, we have all grown comfortable dealing with the uncomfortable. Okay, oddly enough, our journey began before our first day at MV. Going into orientation and the freshman dance, we were all so ready to take on the world, to reinvent ourselves, and to prove that freshmen really could be cool. Yeah, and then we realized that we were still mid-puberty and unable to find a place to sit at lunch that wouldn't be mercilessly stolen by some other cutthroat freshman. Point is, we were left disoriented by all the unexpected growing pains unique to high school. Yet somehow, we made it through those first few months alive. And it's not because we were all naturally persevering and hopeful. No, it's because our circumstances simply demanded it of us. So, in realizing that adaptation was key to survival, we adapted. And gradually, as we became increasingly sure of ourselves, we developed the courage to take matters into our own hands and to shape the world into a place we'd be proud to call home. We went out on a limb and befriended people we might have never spoken to otherwise. Out sprang student activists like never before, inspired by movements like March for Our Lives, Black Lives Matter, and the fight for mental health awareness to spark action both on and off campus. At school events like breaking down the walls and even some rallies, we looked past our preconceived notions to see each other as real human beings. Through these experiences, we learned to sacrifice momentary comfort if it meant that we would grow. But then came March of 2020. Out of nowhere, emails notified us that all the productions, school events, and championship tournaments that we had been working so hard for were canceled. We'd lose the classic trip to Waterworld, senior ball, and dare I say, the infamous senior ditch day. But worst of all, COVID-19 robbed us of family, friends, and other loved ones without a single chance to say goodbye. Within a few months, it felt like the world that we had been shaping for the past 3 years just collapsed in on itself, leaving us with no hope, no stability, and no direction. But therein lies the beauty of the human experience. Sure, we struggle, we panic, we regret, but we also stand our ground, we adapt, and we look ahead. In class of 2021, if there's one thing that unites us all, it's our shared tenacity to survive and carry on. I mean, we embraced the funkiness of remote learning and made do with what we had. Leadership continued to spark school spirit through Commitment Day, Senior Night, and Greek Week. Even in a postponed season, our sports teams still managed to kill the game. Despite the size of each program, choir, band, dance, and theater were all able to craft artistically innovative performances. Robotics and speech and debate all gracefully handled the transition online without sacrificing their intellectual pursuits. Key Club and the Envy Stampede discovered new ways to serve our community. And some of Mrs. Seidenberg's stock market groups even made bank. See, even when the world that we had been molding for the past 3 years began to crumble, we weren't afraid of getting our hands dirty and shaping it into something even more beautiful. And that's something worth being so proud of. So as we begin this next chapter of our lives, don't be afraid of rolling up your sleeves and getting uncomfortable, because change never comes easy. Fight for yourself and for your community. Question your preconceived notions and defy what others expect of you. Continue challenging complacency. And all the while, if the task ever seems insurmountable, remember that you will always be a Mustang at heart. And as long as that's the case, you will always carry that tenacity, that courage, and that resolve with you, wherever your stride may take you. So congratulations, Monte Vista class of 2021. You made it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Before we begin the presentation of diplomas, I would like to make the official declaration regarding our graduates. That as principal of Monte Vista High School, I certify to our governing board that our students before us have successfully met all requirements of the San Ramon Valley Unified School District by the power vested in me by the state of California and the San Ramon Valley Unified School District Board of Education. It is my privilege to present the members of the graduating class of 2021. As we honor our graduates, I encourage our audience to cheer for each member of the class of 2021. Give it a nice, at least a brief cheer, because we got to get through a lot of names. At the same time, we want to hear each name clearly, and we need a big shout out for every single student who walks across this stage. Thank you. Seniors, first row, stand up. Let's come on down.
Just making sure we got it right. Mirka Barbuis. Yulia Bilaeva. James Bender. Max Benson. Luca Berg. Ashna Bhandari. Simran Bhandari. Kina Bandiri. Kushal Bandiri. Drew Batt. Pravar Bindal. Abigail Binder. Catherine Schulte. Annika Harding. Sophia Dutra. Skylar Abadir. Adia Agarwal. Dave Alualia. Leah Allison. Chris Ancona. Chloe Anderson. Aiden Apries. Dimitri Apostolopoulos. Kira Atkins.
Alexander Campili. Will Karstens. Paige Carter. Sydney Carvin. Madeline Cassidy. Courtney Kawog. Navita Sadnia. Natalie Selly. Chloe Chan. Jada Chan. Shri Chandramoli.
Matthew Blake. Kylie Bull. Sydney Brandeis. Cole Braun. Chloe Browsey. Ashley Brown. Zach Bunnell. Kylie Bustanera. Kyle Kane. Gregory Callaghan. Owen Callison. Benjamin Campbell.
Samantha Daly. Matthias DeCock. Jacob DeFrew. Ryan DeFrew. Hayden DeGrice. Jacob Del Secco. Katrina De La Rosa. Allison Devane. Aaron Dolan. Chase Domdi. Grace Donnelly. Sarah Doolittle.
Ben Chase. Mark Chow. Dylan Christensen. Dylan Clark. Jacob Clark. Cameron Clisby. Margot Cohen. Alexa Cole. Lauren Comstock. Eiley Corbett. Katie Corbett. Gavin Cribb. Marcus Cruz. Aiden Kumbo. Jacqueline Cunningham.
Oliver Ellison. Ella Imam. Andrew Engen. Nicholas Engel. Emma Ray Inser. Madeline Ezer. Kylie Fairman. Ava Fard. Zaid Fatah. Avery Phi. Madison Fingerut.
Daniel Dromgoole. Michael Dunning. Alex DuPont. Videhi Durgude. Brian Duroff. Kevin Duroff. Tyler Economos. Owen Edwards. Haley Eggeman. Golnaz Egtasad. Tanaz Egtasad. Rachel Eisner.
Tiffany Gu. Alexander Gusev. Christiana Hadsell. Braden Haldezos. Jackson Hammond. Elizabeth Harrison. Benjamin Hart. Alexandra Haskell. Benjamin Haskell. Jack Hendry. Tyler Heshmati. Emma Hinckley.
Caitlin Firestone. Abby Fitch. Sarah Fivesh. Kristen Ferber. Riley Furlong. Tommy Gallagher. Andrew Gaskell. Siddharth Gar. Jack Gemmer. Jovan Gobani. Ainsley Gibbs. Jay Jima. Pranav Garantla. Jacob Gort. Caitlin Gronkowski.
Oliver Johansson. Kylie Johnson. Olivia Johnson. Harlan Jones. Hannah Jew. Aya Kabaru. Shayna Cabra. Thomas Kaiser. Sarah Kallman. Grant Keller. Arnav Khanna.
Alexis Bugs Hodgson. Caitlin Huey. Kylie Hummel. Carolina Ibarra. CJ Indart. Reno Iseki. Chase Jacobson. Hunter Jacobelski. Michael Janetta. Janine Jang. Kendall Johansson.
Karina Lee. Catherine Legaray. Emily Linenweaver. Jordan Lem. Tyler Lake. Lisa Leung. Sean Lee. Abigail Leoto. Lisa Leong. Lauren Loisel. Leopold Ludeman.
Kiana Katibi. Dominic Koshaba. Christina Kim. Joel Kim. Tyler Kim. McKenna King. Vincent Kroc. Ezekiel Kumar Lau. Brian Kwong. Tiffany Law. Ananya Lumba. Kyle Larson. Riley Larson. Robert Laskarzuski. Brendan Leahy.
Grace Metters.
Crystal Medina. Denise Mercado. Jacob Meskin. Kristen Michael. Colin Miller. Zane Moeller. Kaylee Molendijk. Michael Mooney. Ryan Muir. Ashwara Nagabhushan.
Noah Lyman. Jeffrey Ma. Parker McKenna. Clayton Madison Dawson. Tanaya Malik. Michael Marchese. Zoe Gabrielle Marinda. Elio Martinez. Caitlin Martinez. Azane Massey. Reese Mattingly. Alina McDonald.
Jack Orman. John Orsini. Alex Oshima. Lily Overton. Jaden Panovich. Petros Papa George. Spencer Parker. Bansri Patel. Jenny Patel. Joshua Pelos. Tyler Perry. Kelsey Peters.
Samita Nagabandi. Kian Ligabat. Emily Nelson. Hunter Nelson. Olivia Newmer. Brooke Nicholas. Kai Nyland. Jackson Nishihira. Madula Nithya Kumar. L. Nittler. Hannah Novak. Audrey Nowacek. Adele O'Keefe. Reed Ohalik. Emily O.
Kylie Rhodes. Matthew Ritterbush. Caroline Robinson. Joseph Robeson. Emma Rogers. Olivia Romo. Aaron Wrong. Rushil Roy. Sean Reese. Anisha Sashdev. Gibson Sacramento.
Casey Peterson. Max Plafker. Jacqueline Polo. Alexia Polizos. Colin Power. Jack Pritchard. Elizabeth Pulsifer. Doreen Rezegi. Bianca Reber. Alexandra Regan. Ramadou Rikara. Kashni Rewal.
Anil Singh. Noe Siosin. Dimitri Kyle Sue. Rachel Smith. Gavin Smith. Jacob Soderlund. Luke Summer. Lauren Spain. Abigail Sprague. Christopher Stamp. Kennedy Statner. Alexandra Stoffer.
Hunter Sarmiento. Brandon Saunders. Kate Sheeman. Kalea Schlegel. Keaton Schultz. Brennan Schultz. Jared Skull. Megan Seuss. Zane Shabir. Avisha Shekai. Judah Shepherd. Rithvik Shetty. Aaron Shaman. Benjamin Shaman. Lydia Sidholm.
Spencer Thorson. Ryan Tanetti. Joshua Sang. Adam Sugawa. Sammy Tucker. Jackson Upshaw. Duke Verrilman. Georgia Verrilman. Kylie Veach. Jao Lucas Veras.
John Stavrianopoulos. Caitlin Straka. Sydney Strank. Rishi Subaya. Grant Summers. Angela Sun. Edward Tack. Catherine Tang. Emily Tatum. Nisha Thiagaraj. Nachel Thind. Sophia Thornton.
Caden Wright. Evan Yamada. Mari Yamamoto. Jessica Yee. Quince Young. Tyler Yust. Josh Zeising. Joey Jong. Zichin Zhang. Simon Villanueva.
Shreyas Vital. Ethan Vorhauer. Christian Vu. Samantha Walker. Isabel Walsh. Merrick Watt. Olivia Watt. Ariana Welty. Caitlin Wetzel. Nicholas Whitaker. Shelby Wilcox. Emily Wilkins. Kayla Windust. Matthew Woolway.
Alan Chen. Danielle Nieto. And after 10 hours, student body president and our final walker, Leah Miller.
Graduates, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Class President Danielle Nieto and ASB President Leah Miller for the turning of the tassels.
Class of 2021, you may now move your tassel from the right to the left to signify your graduation from Monte Vista High School.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Monte Vista's class of 2021.
The mountains top, walk on water. I got power, feel so royal. 1 second, I'ma strike for you. Diamond, platinum, no more for you. That adrenaline, never giving in. Giving up's not an option, gotta get it in. Witness, I got the heart of 20 men. No fear, go to sleep in the lion's den. That glow, that spark, that crown. You're looking at the king of the jungle now. Stronger than ever, can't hold me down. 100 miles gunning from the mile. Straight game face, it's game day. See me running through the crowd full of melee. No trick plays, I'm Bill Gates. Take a genius to understand me.
Sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. I get a feeling that I never knew before. No, no, I get a good feeling.
tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric wavy when I turn it on. Off from my city, off from my home. We're flying up, no ceiling when we in our zone. I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop. And under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good, good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason, don't need control. I fly so high, no ceiling when I'm in my zone. Cause I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good soul in my feet. I feel that hot blood in my body when it drops. Ooh, I can't take my eyes off of it, moving so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it, so don't stop, stop, stop. Under the lights when everything goes, nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move, well, you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance.
nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon.